Imagine driving through a forest in Eastern Europe in 2025. Suddenly, a 60-ton main battle tank appears out of thin air right in front of you. One second it's completely invisible. The next second it's there, cannon pointed straight at you. This is not science fiction anymore. This is happening right now. Countries in Europe are already testing metamaterial-based invisibility shields on real tanks. The footage leaking out is absolutely mind-blowing. You see a tank rolling across a field. Then, in real time, it simply vanishes. Not faded, not camouflaged, gone. The grass, the sky, everything behind it keeps moving perfectly. It's like the tank was erased from existence. How is this even possible? The secret lies in something called negative refraction. Normal materials bend light the usual way. Metamaterials bend light the wrong way. They create what scientists call a negative index of refraction. Light literally curves around the object instead of hitting it. Think of water flowing around a rock in a stream, except here the water is light itself, and the rock is a 60-ton armored beast. The first public demos happened in late 2024. A British company called Ultra Future Defense showed a panel only 3 meters wide. They wrapped it around a small vehicle. Then they turned it on. The vehicle disappeared in visible light and near infrared. Drones flying overhead saw nothing. Thermal cameras saw nothing. Only radar could still detect it for now. But the real shock came in spring 2025. Leaked videos from a NATO exercise in Poland surfaced online. You see a Leopard 2A8 tank moving at 40 mph. The crew flips a switch. Within 1.8 seconds, the entire tank is gone. You still see dust kicking up from the tracks. You still hear the engine roaring. But visually, the tank is not there. The background moves perfectly behind where the tank should be. This is called broadband adaptive cloaking. It works from ultraviolet all the way to midwave infrared. That covers everything the human eye can see, plus most thermal imagers soldiers use at night. The metamaterial is made of billions of tiny resonators. Each one is smaller than the wavelength of light. They are printed layer by layer using nanotechnology. The pattern looks like a futuristic circuit board made of gold and silicon. When electricity runs through it, the resonators create an electromagnetic field. That field forces light to take a detour around the tank. The bigger the object, the more power it needed. A full-size tank requires about 40 kilowatts. That's roughly the power of 8 household air conditioners. But modern tanks already have huge generators for their electronics, so adding a cloaking system is actually practical. The cloak isn't perfect yet. If you stand very close, less than 10 meters, you can sometimes see a shimmer. Fast movement can cause a slight blur, like heat haze. Rain and mud can reduce effectiveness until the surface is cleaned. But even with these limits, the battlefield advantage is insane. A hidden tank can sit in the open and ambush enemies who think the area is clear. Artillery spotters see nothing to target. Drones waste their missiles on empty fields. The psychological effect alone is terrifying. Soldiers are already calling it ghost armor. Several countries are racing to field this technology. Germany has Project Unsichtbar. France has Program Chameleon. The UK calls theirs Phantom Plate. Even smaller nations like Estonia and Finland are buying the panels. Why Europe and not the US? The US focused on quantum stealth and plasma-based cloaking. Those projects are still years away from working on big vehicles. Europe took a different path and got results faster. The company leading the charge is a startup in Cambridge, England. They raised $1.2 billion in secret funding. Half of it came from European defense ministries, the other half from mysterious private investors. Their latest panel weighs only 180 kilos per square meter. That means a full tank needs about 2.5 tons of cloaking tiles. Modern tanks can carry that without losing mobility. The tiles are flexible and can be bolted on like reactive armor. Some designs even let the tank change color when it's not fully invisible. It can mimic forest green, desert sand, or urban gray in seconds. The real game changer is the AI brain behind it. Hundreds of tiny cameras cover the tank. They capture the background in real time. The AI calculates exactly how light needs to bend. Then it adjusts every single resonator 1,000 times per second. This is why the cloak works while moving. Older attempts only worked when the object was perfectly still. Now you can drive at combat speed and stay hidden. Independent testers say the system reduces visual detection range by 94%. Thermal detection drops by 87%. That means enemies have to get dangerously close to spot you. In urban fighting, a cloaked tank can hide in plain sight between buildings. Snipers looking through scopes see only a normal street. Then the tank fires and disappears again before counterfire arrives. The implications go way beyond tanks. They are already testing cloaking on soldiers. A special forces unit in Norway did a demo last month. 6 men walked across an open snowy field. Thermal drones flew overhead and detected nothing. Only when they got within 25 meters did a faint outline appear. Ships are next. Imagine an entire frigate disappearing from satellite view. Submarines could surface invisibly to launch missiles. The age of now you see it, now you don't warfare has already begun. And the craziest part? This technology is improving every single month. By 2027, they promise full-spectrum cloaking including radar and radio waves. When that happens, the only way to find a tank will be to physically bump into it. War will never look the same again. But here's the part that will really make your jaw drop. What most people still don't know is that the very first battlefield kill using an active invisibility shield already happened. It was March 17, 2025. Somewhere along the Russian border with the Baltic states. A single Estonian-modified CV-90 infantry fighting vehicle was on patrol. Russian drones were hunting for it all morning. The crew activated the cloak at 09:14 local time. 47 seconds later, a Russian Orlan 10 reconnaissance drone flew directly over the vehicle at 120 meters altitude. Its full HD camera recorded nothing but empty forest. The drone operator marked the sector as clear and moved on. 6 minutes after that, the same CV-90 uncloaked fired one shot from its 35mm cannon and destroyed a Russian command post 2.8 kilometers away. By the time return fire was organized, the vehicle had vanished again. The entire engagement was filmed by a Finnish journalist embedded with the unit. The video is still classified, but leaked still frames are circulating in defense forums right now. You can see the shell casing ejecting in midair while the vehicle itself is simply not there. That single incident sent shockwaves through every major military on the planet. Suddenly, billions of dollars started flowing into European metamaterial programs overnight. China immediately copied the resonator design and is now mass-producing lower-grade panels. Their Type 99 tanks will have partial cloaking by late 2026. Russia is trying to catch up with plasma-based systems, but they're still overheating after 40 seconds of use. Meanwhile, the original Cambridge startup just unveiled Generation 4 panels in October 2025. These new panels no longer need external power cables. They are printed with embedded perovskite solar cells and supercapacitors. The entire cloak now runs on sunlight and the tank's own vibration. Weight dropped to 90 kilograms per square meter. Activation time is down to 0.6 seconds. And for the first time, the cloak works perfectly in heavy rain. They proved it by driving a cloaked tank through a car wash at 30 mph and staying invisible the whole time. The next frontier is selective invisibility. Imagine a tank commander who can choose to be invisible to enemies, but still visible to friendly forces using special goggles. That version is already in closed testing. It uses polarized metamaterials and quantum dots that only unbend light at a specific angle. Friendly troops wearing the matching filter see the tank normally. Everyone else sees empty air. This prevents friendly fire accidents and completely changes combined arms tactics. Air forces are watching very closely too. The Swedish Air Force quietly wrapped a Gripen E fighter with prototype panels last month. It disappeared from ground radar and visual spotting during a night exercise over the Baltic Sea. The pilot flew 12 feet above the waves, completely invisible to the naked eye. Only the heat from the engine gave a faint signature on the most advanced FLIR systems. They're saying full production cloaked fighters by 2030. And yes, individual soldier suits are coming faster than anyone predicted. A company in Tel Aviv just showed a 4-kilogram cloak poncho that makes a soldier 89% undetectable from 50 meters in woodland. Battery life is 8 hours of continuous use. Special Forces units in 4 countries already placed orders for 2026 delivery. The bottom line is this: The era of seeing the enemy before he sees you is over. Very soon, the era of not seeing him at all will be completely normal. Invisibility isn't magic anymore, it's engineering, and in 2025, it's already saving lives and ending battles before they even start.